Welcome back to Show and Tell. I'm Billie. I'm coming to you from Manhattan. And today I'm going to be talking with two other knitters, the designer and a test knitter for this magnificent sweater called Hope Pullover by designer Nikolett Corley. Okay, so welcome back to Show and Tell. Today I have with me Cindy, who's a friend of mine in New York City, an avid test knitter, and the designer Nikolett Corley, who designed the sweater that she's wearing. It's the same sweater that I have on display here. I think it's one of her newest designs. It's called the Hope Pullover. And before I even ask her any questions, I just want to fill her in to how this all came about. So Nicolette and I have never met. We only had a little bit of chatting through Facebook when I saw a call for test knitters for this beautiful sweater. And I applied for it. But what she didn't know, or maybe now she does, but mostly I knit from vintage patterns. I'm not somebody who's familiar with contemporary knitting patterns. So, for example, this sweater is knit from the neck down. I don't know if I've ever done that, maybe once or twice, but it's not in my general wheelhouse. Um, I'm familiar with lace, yes. I don't do a lot of yokes, but the motif appealed to me so much. I thought it was so like an Art Deco waterfall motif, which is a really popular thing, and I love Art Deco. So I thought, okay, even though I'm not generally a test knitter, I've only done one other test knit. I thought, let me ask. And she gave me a big grilling. Like, I'm looking at your Ravelry page. I'm not seeing that you're knitting on small needles. I'm not sure this is going to be good for you. And I was like, look again. I knit on size 2, sometimes even size 1s, 3s, certainly. So, long story short, she accepted me. But I think you were skeptical, right?
Uh, I like to see the people's previous projects before I choose any tester. So just because if you're not going to be successful, it's my fault too. Because I choose someone who's not able to knit what I want from them. So that's it.
Has it happened a lot that people are not successful?
Um, yeah,
Yes.
sometimes. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess my personality is if I commit to doing something, I'm there. I'm doing it. But you didn't know me, so you didn't know that.
Mhm.
But certainly the needle size was not intimidating for me, nor was the lace. I have a few compliments to pay you, though. Um, you said at the onset that you expected this to take 6 weeks, and you were allowing 3 weeks for the yoke and another 3 weeks for the rest of the sweater. And by the way, your instructions offer two different yarn weights, fingering or DK, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I chose the fingering. Cindy chose the DK,
Okay.
and we're friends.
Mhm.
So we were like comparing notes, kind of, every week, checking in with one another. Um, and I was so jealous because she started after me, but because she was using the heavier weight yarn, she was like humming along, and I'm like, oh, Cindy, there's so much. The stitches are so small, and it's going so slowly. But I wanted this beautiful sweater, and I stayed the course. And you were 100% unbelievable, 100% right. It took me exactly 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks and one day to finish the yoke. I would have finished sooner, except that when I got to the place where you said, you can stop here, I thought,
Mhm.
oh, it's not enough lace. I like this is the main thing about the sweater that I loved. So I thought there was an option to do a couple more repeats of the pattern, and I did that. And that took me a bit more time than it would have taken somebody who didn't do that. So, but even with that, I was right at the 3 week mark. And then the stockinette, okay, you just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, that's a boring part of that.
Well, also in the summer, you have to carry the whole sweater around with you when
Yeah,
you're
I know.
knitting. Whereas when I knit vintage, most things are knit in pieces. So if I'm
It's a
knitting on
smaller
this,
side. Yeah.
yeah. So, but I did it in a blend of silk and merino. I think it's mostly merino, a little bit of silk. Cascade 220. Cindy, what yarn did you use?
I used Kelborn Woolen Scout
Hmm. Hmm.
because
And
I wanted to use
what
a non-superwash yarn.
what
And
fiber is it?
it's wool. It's 100% wool.
Not merino.
No, it's not merino. And I should get the label. I have one somewhere right here. It's just 100% wool. I wanted to use a non-superwash DK, and I went to my local yarn store because I have a huge stash, but not a lot of DK. Of course, right? And
Goodness.
this was the only right. I have that. I have the same cabinets, but no DK.
Really?
Yes, but the DK, the only DK non-superwash that they have at the yarn store is this one, and it's really very, very soft. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, it's very soft for, just wool, just regular old wool.
Hold it up so we can see the beautiful lace.
Have
Because
my, oh, that's the back. See, I left the marker in, so I have to put something so I know which is the back. I did a couple of extra repeats too to make the lace a little bit longer.
Mhm. It's wonderful.
and
Yeah.
if I was going to say, of course, when it's blocked, which hers is and mine is, it really presents even more beautifully.
Yeah, it's a little fuzzy, soft, but it still has good stitch definition, I think, right?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I like it. I love it. I
Thanks.
love it. I love it.
I think it's also pretty long. Like I made mine a lot longer than Billie's.
That's okay. It's up
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah. How
Right,
long?
I'm short, so I chose to make
Up
mine
there.
short, and you can see like my sleeves are just about the same length as the body. But I
Yeah.
saw some of the other people, their sleeves were quite a bit
Yeah,
longer.
mine are a little bit longer if you can see, just slightly. Yeah.
The other thing that really appealed to me was the picot edging on the cuffs as well as on the hem. Because I thought it's already very feminine, but that was like an extra deluxe touch, which gave it a really finished look. And I'm pretty selective. If I'm going to be knitting something that's not vintage, I want it to be really special. And this is. Now, because you're here, Nicolette, tell us about your designing journey. First of all, you're not American by birth. So I think where you came from must influence your design aesthetic a lot. So, tell us about your background. And then there's something besides knitting that I want to get onto.
Okay. So I raised and born in Europe, Hungary, and I came to United States at 2009. I'm a citizen now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So I started knitting and crocheting when I was 6 years old. Six. So it's basically over 50 years that I started.
Uh,
And it's my real hobby. Uh, I used to say it's my illness to knit or crochet, but mostly knitting is my favorite thing. My mother taught me how to do it, and when I really get very fast into it. I get infected of the yarn. And so when I was in high school, um, that was my summer job, to knit vest, sweaters, cardigans, uh, for orders.
Oh,
So
wow.
I made a little money, uh, and then I don't know. I had my kids, my husband, and I was always working on something. Um, but at, back in the years, that there was no internet, only printed books and magazines that you can use for design. But I never ever followed the instruction exactly. So I always change something, because if I like some of parts of the design, I made it mine, not the one that I seen in a book. So this is how it started. And really, I started my designer business when I was already here in America. I had a friend, she's a crochet designer, and she told me that I have to start a Ravelry shop. And I had no idea how to write patterns, because I never had to do it. So I had someone, an American lady, she helped me to write up my very first design. And it's still in my shop. It's called Easy Peasy uh, top or sweater. It's not a good one, and it's only one size, but I keep it in my shop because it's my very first one on Ravelry. So this designing wasn't so easy for me because I had no idea how to write a pattern up properly. But the last 4 or 5 years, I'm working with professional tech editors. So I'm trying my best, but testing, um, even the simplest pattern, is very important, because if something is normal for me, it's easily understandable or easy to follow, it's probably not that easy for others. So if the tester sees something wrong in a design, in the instruction, it's going to be a problem for others that who's going to buy the pattern.
Of course.
So I like to have as many testers as I can, but be honest, not everyone as dedicated as you too. So, but I'm not complaining. Mostly I'm successful with my testers, and
There
they
was,
keep on coming back again for the next test.
I was going to ask you about that because it seemed like some of the people, especially I think there might have been one or two people from Hungary, the pattern is written in Hungarian as well as English, right?
Yes.
Any other languages or just those two?
I with another design, I try to translate it to other languages because I can't provide um, help if someone needs it in other language than English and Hungarian. I won't be able to help them. So I have one pattern translated to another few languages like Danish and German and Russian and Finnish, I guess. But I can't help them if they need any uh, help with the pattern.
Who
It's
does
used
those
to
translations?
one of the tester.
One of the testers. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
it's so fascinating. I said I haven't knit a lot of contemporary things, but I've knit enough to have had some really bad experiences with American designers whose first language is English, But maybe some complicated things. And I assumed that they had tech editors, but maybe they didn't, or their tech editors weren't that good. Because there are a couple things I really struggle with, and then I just had to like wing it and do what I thought was best. But I will say your instructions were very clear. So whoever is doing the tech editing, and I think when I joined in, other people had already started and there had been some iterations. So things were pretty like smooth by the time I came on the scene. For people who may not have had this experience before, I think what you did was really very helpful to set up a Facebook group, a private Facebook group for all of us so that we could post our questions to one another and to you and also compare notes. And I think it really spurred me along to see, well, other people are done with the yoke. I better get cracking. And I think during this time period, I had some personal stuff that came up. I'm not sure. It might have been my college reunion, but there were a few days that I hardly did any knitting. And I thought, oh my God, I'm falling behind. And I saw the other people posting, like, they're done. They separated for the sleeves, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, eek. Anyway, in the beginning, it was a little challenging for me, but once I got through this, then it was like, phew, okay, I can rest a
Yeah.
little and then just, keep going, keep going, keep going. When I don't usually like sniff around. I could be a very good detective. I'm capable of this, but I don't usually try and find out a lot of information about the people who I invite to come on my channel because I think it makes it less spontaneous. But somehow in your case, I saw that besides your knitting Instagram page, you had a separate Instagram page, and that intrigued me. And when I went there to look, I saw these amazing breads. So when people hear bread, okay, bread is bread, right? No, not if it's created by Nikolett Corley. I'll try and get some pictures and put them here for people to see, but this is a Hungarian tradition, maybe?
It's just a plain sourdough bread, nothing special.
No, the designs that you're
All the
carving,
designs. Um,
not the,
I find someone on Facebook. She was designing the bread this higher level, and I said I have to try it if I can do it or not. So the first thing was hard to get the nice texture for the bread, and the design is just an extra little thing. So it's not something extraordinary from me. But I was really into it. But when I see that I can do it, I didn't care too much anymore, to be honest.
but the
So
the design, the motifs on the bread seem to play in the same sandbox with the designs on a lot of your sweaters. Very intricate, and maybe even like, I don't know, Hungarian folk art, maybe. I don't know. Is
mm,
that like an influence, do you think?
I'm Hungarian, so it's everything is in my blood, probably. But I don't think anything is special about it. But just
Well, I do. I think
extra
you're very special.
information. Um, a few years ago, I designed coloring books too. So
Hmm.
you can still find my books online. They're not selling it that much as years before, but when you search my name and coloring books together, you can find some.
Adult coloring books.
Yeah, yeah.
So it looks like you have a couple other sweaters lurking around. You want to talk about those? This one looks like it only has one sleeve so far, or part of one sleeve.
Yeah, yeah. It's a collaboration with In the Dyer. Polymorph. Polymorph is her brand. And I got the yarn from her, and I designing a stranded pullover. It's also a top down stranded yoke, and some designers are at the bottom. I like to do this kind of technique, and I also like the lace one that we just completed now. I don't know which one I like more, but I have more of this type of sweaters. But I'm gonna design more with the lace yoke because I like this one too.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
pretty.
How
Mhm.
do you go about doing that? Like you see it in your mind, or you're looking at stitch dictionaries? Um, do you create it yourself? Like they're very intricate.
It's usually I have a lot of design saved on Pinterest, and I like to pick just the small parts from a certain design and then create something from that little parts.
And are you doing
I
it on a spreadsheet? Do you have special software?
on the computer,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's some kind of like spreadsheet software.
Yeah, but it's not on a paper, it's on a computer.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
use Fiddler.
Yeah, I use Stitch Fiddle too.
Yeah.
It's great
Uh,
because you can also change the colors of the different cells. So if you're doing
yeah.
artwork, you can see your colors and how
Yeah,
they harmonize.
definitely, definitely. And and you have to have some knowledge how to increase
Mhm.
to make the yolk wide enough, not too baggy, not too big, not too small. So it's yeah.
Well, that's another thing that I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
I think I've only knit one, maybe a couple yoke sweaters. And I find for me, it's really difficult because I think a lot of designers are designing for the average body type that they see the measurements on some chart, but I don't fit into those measurements. My shoulders are narrow. You can see this is even like hanging off my shoulder. It probably was supposed to be up here, but
Uh-huh.
I love the open thing, so I took it anyway. But with a narrow shoulder and then a little fuller bust, relatively speaking, I tend to get extra fabric in here. And I felt with this, you had the proportions right on. The sleeve number of stitches around the sleeve was right for me. I didn't have to like steal stitches from the front and the back. The sleeve was good, and around like the what do
The
they call it? The
boost.
upper bust.
Yeah.
It's pretty good through here. It's not a piece of armor. It is flexible fabric, so of course it's not going to fit like, structured thing. But I thought compared to other things that I've knit with a yoke, you had a good formula. And I think a lot of designers, they're not sensitive to that at all. Like their numbers are just not, the proportion isn't correct. And once you have to start tinkering with like, oh, I need a few more, and then it's like too small here and too big here. And especially with the lace.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was really grateful that you nailed it. How
Thank you.
how many different patterns do you have right now available for sale?
Um, 210 or 211? I'm
Wow.
Wow.
not exactly sure.
Wow.
210, yeah.
And how many test knits do you have going on at this moment? More than one?
Uh, 4 pair of socks, 3 tops, and I have 3 from last week that came back um, from Andrea, from the tag editor. And I have another at least 4 to write it down.
Wow. How do
Holy
you so
cow.
many? How do you do that?
I'm a full-time designer.
Yeah, but still.
This is my
Really?
my
I guess
full-time
otherwise
job.
you
Uh,
can't make a living, right? If you're not really like doing
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
wow, to come up with the design and to write it down and to find the test knitters and to spend time on Zoom with me and Cindy. Wow, you're very good at managing your time, evidently.
I'm trying. I wake up very early. I woke up at 5:30 in the morning today, even
I
it's
saw you
Saturday.
online.
Yeah. And last night I went to sleep after 11. It was like close to 12 for sure. So I was thinking about what I'm gonna do today because it's very hot, and I said I have to knit something small. So I made this yarn ball, and I started to toe up socks again just in the morning.
No summer sweaters?
Uh, I do have some. I do have some. It's coming uh, this week, this coming week, a new one. And what else? A cardigan. Uh, it's a lace on the front. It's a nice red one. Mm, it's the same color like yours, Billie.
mhm,
Uh, what else I have? I have a sleeveless top. I have a short sleeve one. So I have a good few to come. I always have like 4 or 5 in advance if I can't do something or can't produce a new design, or so I only or always have ahead. Even I have a few for winter time, and one I made like 4 years, 5 years ago for my husband, but I never write it down. So it's
mhm,
already ready for testing.
mhm.
Uh, and like 2 more for man.
You make me feel like a slacker.
Me too.
Cindy, do you have any questions that you want to ask Nikolett?
Um, no, I don't think so.
All right, if you think of
No,
anything,
I
feel
think of
free
anything.
to jump in.
Mhm.
Um, wow. I mean, it's mind-blowing. Before you were knitting professionally, did you have a different profession?
Yes. And even when I was working on my patterns, I was a full-time babysitter, full-time baby nurse
Oh,
here in America.
I was
Yeah.
expecting you to say something like you were an accountant or you were an architect or, like a profession that involved
No, no, no.
calculations.
good time management
Yeah.
skills.
No. So the good parts about this uh, newborn care specialist job, that when the baby is sleeping, I'm
Okay.
free. But because I have to watch the baby, I can't sleep, even the family would let me. But if I'm not doing something, I'm going to fall asleep. I knew that. So I always had my knitting with me. When the baby was okay, I was knitting. Uh, and then sometimes I made hats, pants, sweaters for the babies, blankets
Mhm.
where
Do
I
you
was working. Yeah,
do you think that you're a fast knitter?
I think so.
Did it
I
take
think.
you 6 weeks to knit this?
No, no, no.
How long did it take you?
2.
Cindy, can you imagine that?
Wow.
Um,
She must
I
be
can tell
knitting
you
her sleep.
exactly. I can tell you exactly when did I take the first picture. When did I start it, and when was the on the mannequin ready done? I don't think it was more than 2 weeks.
Wow.
How is
But
that
I started
possible?
with the DK and I didn't really like it. So I had to start a few times till I get to this fingering weight yarn because I use this imagination. If up, if you notice,
I don't
Uh-huh.
know.
this is a knit pick yarn.
Oh, okay.
It's a bare, it's a ready to dye yarn.
For
But you
knit
don't
pick.
do your own dyeing, do you?
I I started dyeing, but I'm I don't have knowledge how to do it as nice as I want.
You don't have
But
enough
I
on your plate. You want more plates spinning, huh?
have a lot of yarn to dye on the top of this closet, but I'm using it as a main color or contrast color. So I'm not
Mhm.
gonna waste them dyeing because if it's not as good, what I'm gonna do with it if I don't like it.
Mhm.
Right.
But there are a lot of very talented indie dyers, and I like to use their yarns. And I like Brigo. And I can tell you the secret that I got um, yarn from them to design a stranded pullover for
Mhm.
Christmas. So it's a red and goldish yellow color combination. I'm
Mhm.
gonna start doing it soon. I just have to finish this one and another one first.
Wow.
So
I had
yeah.
I had no idea. I mean, I saw that you had more than one thing going on, but I didn't know to what extent. That's like amazing,
I have a
mind-boggling to me.
I have a bunch of things next to me, so I can show you a lot of halfway down things that I lost my interest, or I'm gonna finish it later, because I always want to do something else. Want to start something else. If I see some nice yarn, I get an idea. Oh, it's gonna be good together. That's what I'm gonna put together with this, and this sucks. So far, I mostly designed um, cuff down
Oh,
socks. This is a toe up, and I'm gonna pair it with
Mm,
these
pretty.
color. These two came together. It was a set, and the design is gonna be the same like this sweater.
oh, pretty.
Wow.
So if anyone gonna buy the sweater, they're gonna get the socks pattern for free.
I've
It's like
never
a
knit
gift.
socks. I've knit
Oh.
many things, hats, gloves,
Hmm.
mittens,
Hmm.
shawls, but I've
Hmm.
and crocheted an Afghan, but I've never knit a sock, mainly because I don't wear that kind of a sock. My
Hmm.
husband has more socks than a men's haberdashery, so I
Uh-huh.
have to, knit for
Mhm.
him that particular thing. So I've
Hmm.
never had the experience, but if I ever did, I would want to knit yours because I have faith.
Okay.
I have faith in you now that your measurements work, that, your stuff is really tested and tried and true.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I used to knit a lot of socks, but I haven't knit any in a long time. So I was thinking about doing it again.
Color work?
Okay.
No, my socks were not color work. They were all, maybe, just more vanilla-y, but maybe try some.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well,
what type do you like toe
toe up,
up? Toe
toe
up?
up.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm
I would be
clueless.
happy.
Toe up with cuff down, all the different heel types, fish lips, kiss, and people speak this foreign language. I have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It seems like so complicated. There's so many permutations and combinations. It's like too baffling for me.
Well, the first time I made a sock was when I was a really newish-ish knitter, and I just like followed the pattern blindly, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's a sock!" Like I didn't really think a lot. I just did it, and I was, "Oh, okay, it works." Yeah. So I think you can't think too much. You just have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I hear people saying, well, if I use this technique for the heel, it hugs my heel better. People experiment until they find a combination of
Right.
parts that
I
work
think
for
that's after
them.
you have a little experience making a sock and
Yeah.
figure,
Yeah.
oh, I don't like it that much. I want the heel a little more this way or that way. But just to get started, doesn't,
It
yeah.
so doesn't appeal to me. Like, maybe if I was wearing them, I would be like, okay,
Yeah,
this
I
is
love to
good to
wear them in the
have, try
winter.
it.
Yeah.
But no, I can't get into it. I'm so happy knitting sweaters. That's my happy place. Just knit
Well, I
sweaters.
I was saying to you, Billy, that most of the test knitting that I had done before was shawls. I've done a lot, and I'm still doing. I just finished one. I'm doing another one, and I think people like, designers, if they find someone who knows how to knit their shawls, they're always asking me, and I'm like, oh, I'm busy. Well, don't it's not going to take you that long. So I end up saying yes and doing a lot of shawls, but I haven't done a lot of sweaters test knit. So I mean, I knit
Mhm.
sweaters, but not necessarily testing. So I just wanted to say that I've always knit a lot of shawls until I'm so sick of having a million shawls. I give them away. What else can I do with them?
That's why I tapped Cindy because I know she does a lot of test knits.
Uh-huh.
So I thought, maybe she could squeeze in this one. And like you, Nicolette, she's got multiple things going at once. Like, oh, I have to finish this one before I can go back to that one. And,
Yeah,
because we're in New York, we're on the subway, certain things are like, it's possible to knit them on the subway. Other things, not so
definitely.
much.
But it's not my full-time job too. I have a full-time job. But you said you lived in Brooklyn before, right? And now when did you move
Yeah.
to Pennsylvania?
Yeah. We just moved to Pennsylvania uh, less than 2 years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
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 That's why she has so much time to knit. Because
Yeah.
outside her door, she doesn't have all this New York City hubbub that's distracting
No,
her.
no, it's
No?
it's so calm
Yeah.
and
There's nothing else to do, so
nothing.
be
The
knitting.
store is not even close to me, so I'm not running to the store every minute.
Yeah.
Like us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just run out the corner. No, you can't do that.
The
No, no,
shoemakers on that block, the cleaners over there, the drugstores down there, everything is like within a block.
no, it's not like that. But
Well,
it's very nice. It's very nice here.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure. Pretty.
I feel guilty about taking any more of your time because I know you have so much work that you want to get back to. But I really appreciate you coming on. And I will put links in the show notes for where to buy this pattern, where to find Nicolette on Ravelry. Is there someplace other than Ravelry where you want people to shop for patterns, or Ravelry is the place?
Um, I have another shop. It's called PayHip. Uh, the Revelry only takes PayPal, and the PayHips takes credit cards too.
Okay, so
So
maybe you
I
could send me that link and then
okay,
I'll
okay,
include it there.
okay,
Um,
okay.
I think that does it, but I'm really happy that I did this. I can't wait for the weather to be cool enough
Yep. I
to
think I'll wear it a
It's
lot.
very.
wear
I'm
it.
Yeah.
very hot now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Very
that's
hot. I
yeah.
thought I'm gonna put it on just to show it.
But I couldn't. I couldn't.
Yeah.
As soon as I'm done recording, the air conditioning is going back on. If I had my AC on now, you'd hear the humming of it because
Mhm.
it's right here. It's like a couple arms lengths away. So wearing that, no, the perspiration would have been like dripping off. Thanks so much, both of you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you
Enjoy the rest of
for
your weekend.
and thanks for your wonderful work on this task pullover. And
Oh,
you are more than welcome for my next text.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Mhm.
Nicolette, one of the most special things about this sweater is that unlike other things that I have knit, I never had to rip back one single round, nothing. I've knit so many things. People who have watched this channel before know that I've ripped out entire sweaters or redone a sleeve multiple times. With this, the pattern was so spot on that everything just fell into place. If I lost a yarn over somewhere, I knew because I had stitch markers, I knew that I didn't have the right stitch count. I would find that missing stitch before I moved on. But you have no idea how incredible that is for me to have something that just went smoothly from casting on this beautiful scallop edge to working through the lace motif to going through the stockinette, doing the picot. Everything just fell beautifully into place. Rare, so rare for me.